In the next 10 minutes, you're going to listen to two of the most scariest jinn stories that you would ever hear in your life. Guys, these two are intense AF. These are viewer submitted videos, so if you have your own story, make sure that you drop me a message. But in regards to this one, guys, the first one is called It Followed Me Home, and the second one is called It Was in the Garden. Now, guys, make sure that you got your headphones in and make sure you got your lights off, because if you want chills, these next 10 minutes are definitely going to give you them. So enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side. Here we go. I grew up in a town just on the outskirts of London, and when I was younger, probably about 20 years ago, my son was about 5 at the time. My wife was from a different town actually, so she lived about 60 miles away from where I live. Well, that's where she grew up. So every holidays, school holidays, that kind of thing, I'd take her to her mom's house so she can spend a few days there. And one particular evening, I was taking her to her mom's house and everything was fine, but I hate driving during the day, especially when there's traffic. So I said to her, look, I'll take you around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the evening. And then she's like, oh, but you're not going to spend much time there if you go so late. So I said, you know what, look, I'll take you 9 o'clock, I'll eat and stuff over there, and I'll head back about 12. Anyways, so the day of the event, I took her to her mom's house. We left around 9 o'clock from where we lived. And I arrived there about half 10, I'd say. And I didn't leave the house until about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I dropped my wife off, I've dropped my son off, they're there at her mom's house, everything's fine. And I'm started to drive back. Now, as I drove back, everything was okay, but I really needed to use the bathroom. And back in the days when you'd go to a service station, the service station bathrooms weren't always inside the service station, it's sometimes outside around the corner. So I stopped at a service station, and everything was just really late at night, so it's probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. I stopped at the service station and I went to the bathroom to use the bathroom, and it was really disgusting, and there was foul smell in the air. The floor was wet, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to hold it. As I walked out, I got this weird sensation, like the sensation kind of like chills. I felt like a shadow had been cast on me. That's probably the best way to explain it. Like instantly I didn't feel like myself. And I then started driving home, and I felt really uneasy. I wasn't tired or anything like that. I just felt really uneasy. Like, I didn't think too much of it at the time, but looking back on it, I definitely was not feeling the same. When I went home, I kind of forgot about, how I felt, and I got inside and I was just watching TV for a bit. I got home about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. There was a lot of road diversions and stuff, so it did take me a little bit longer to actually get home. And when I did get home, like, everything was okay for the most part. Everything felt fine. Everything felt normal. When I got into bed, probably about 5 o'clock in the morning, it was still somewhat dark outside, and I closed my eyes. I'm not exactly sure what time I woke up in the middle of the night after that, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I needed to use the bathroom again. So I'm half asleep. My eyes are pretty much closed. I'm squinting them open just so enough light doesn't come in, because I know that because it's getting light outside, I don't want to completely wake my sleep up. So I'm not sure exactly what time it was when I woke up, but I got up and I'm home alone at this point, and I just opened the door and I was walking to the bathroom. Now, if you can imagine the layout of the house, when you come out my room, and you straight ahead is a long passageway. It's quite a wide passageway as well, and at the end, on the right hand side, there's another room, and then straight ahead there's the bathroom. And I'm walking down, like I'm squinting my eyes, and then on the corner of my eyes I see my wife and I see my son just standing there. I know it's not them. I know it's not them because I just dropped them off. So, and I'm thinking like, and my eyes are still half shut, but even though I saw them, I knew instantly that it was not them. And I had two choices, and for some reason, you know, when you have that flight or fight kind of mentality, for me, I don't know how, but I stayed very calm at the time. And I just remember thinking to myself, if I react now, then this thing is going to get me. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to pretend like I never saw it. So I walked, and I walked probably about a meter away from them, and I walked straight past them. So, and I could see my wife, they're just standing there. They're just standing there looking straight ahead. My son and my wife are just standing there looking straight ahead. And I walked past, and I went in the bathroom. And as soon as I went in the bathroom, I washed my face. I woke up, I was completely wide awake, and I was almost to tears. I was like, what the hell did I just see? Like, and those are the times before like phones and stuff. Like, I didn't take my phone with me or anything like that. I was just gonna literally go to the bathroom and come back. So I didn't have any forms of communication, no one to phone or anything like that. And so I thought, you know, I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna have to go back and see what's going on. So I opened the door again, probably about 10 minutes later. I opened the door and I looked out, and there was no one there. No one. So I thought, maybe I did imagine it. I don't know. Now I started second doubting myself. I was thinking, what the hell? Like, come on, man, fix up what's going on here. And so I opened the door and I walked back to the room very slowly, just checking every sort of corner, every nook and cranny I can see. I was just checking to see if I can see anything. I don't know what I want to see, but I was hoping that I don't see anything. I opened the door of my room, and the light outside was starting to come through the curtains, but you're still kind of dark in the room. So I opened the door, and there's nothing there. Thank God for that. So then I went slowly back into bed, and I was under the duvet. I was just so I had the duvet all over me, except my head, which was looking out, seeing if there's anything that's coming out. So I open the duvet and I see a face. The face is just staring at me, and it's got hair on the top of it, and that's what I've been touching this whole time. I jumped out the bed. I jumped out and I ran out the house. I ran out so fast, and I closed the door. I didn't take my keys or nothing with me. I don't know to this day exactly what it was, but I did ask some Islamic teachers and whatnot, and they did tell me that you've attracted something when you went to that toilet in the middle of the night and it followed you home. So about 3 years ago, I used to stay in the attic room in my house, and the attic room, if I can describe it, was sloped on one side and straight on the other. So we had two windows, one on each side. One would be facing the front of the house, one would be facing the back of the house. And the back of the house window was the window that I used to open. I used to open usually the most. So I used to open it, so you kind of push it up and then it'd open, and that would be facing the garden. And sometimes I used to open it to have a cheeky smoke and that kind of thing. So, and just to give you an idea visualize it, that window used to face the garden, and that garden used to be about 30 meters, 25 to 30 meters long. It was quite wide, and it had a shed at the back of the house, back of the garden, sorry. And one night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep, so I opened the window, and I was going to have a cheeky fag. And as I got up to have a cheeky smoke and look out the window, I see a figure at the back of the house, like by the garden, by the shed, sorry. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, wait, that's my mom. Like, what's she doing in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. in the morning, like outside by the shed? So the figure was facing the shed, so the back was towards me, but I could tell from the body shape that that's definitely a woman. That's definitely my mom. And I'm calling her. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you in the garden for at 3 o'clock at night? And she's not answering back. So I'm calling her again, but this time with a louder voice, and she kind of like turned a little bit, but she didn't answer back. So I'm thinking, wait, what's she doing? And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? So I run downstairs. As I'm running downstairs, I go past my mom's room, and my mom's room's door shut, and I'm thinking she's downstairs. Well, I just saw her. So I'm running down. I go to the sitting room patio door, and then now instead of being by the shed, like I open the patio curtains to open the door, but instead of her being by the shed, she's a lot closer now. She's a lot closer to the house, but again, she's got her back towards me. I'm thinking, what the hell? But as I'm opening the door, as I'm looking, and then I notice that her feet are backwards. So she's facing the shed. I can't see her face, but her feet are facing me. For some reason, I noticed that straight away. It just seemed off to me. And as I noticed that, I kind of stopped opening the door. I stopped opening the door, and I was thinking to myself, that's not my mom. So I called her again. I had the door a little bit open at that time, and I called her again. I was like, Mom, no answer. I knew at that point, let me go upstairs and check if my mom's upstairs and what is this. So I shut the door again. I ran up, and I opened my mom's door, and then she's sleeping in bed. I'm thinking, oh my God, what the hell did I just see? So with the commotion, she woke up. But she's like, what's going on? She goes, I just saw you and I go to her, I just saw you in the garden. And I shut her door, and I ran back downstairs to see what the hell that was. And I opened the curtains again, and there was nothing there. And then my mom comes running downstairs, and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I saw you in the garden. She's like, I've been sleeping all this time. I'm like, I know you're sleeping, but I don't know what I saw in the garden then. And that event, I don't know, in the sense, kind of shaped a lot of the way I see the world, because I definitely saw something on that day, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was about, but when I speak to friends and family, they're like, maybe it was trying to lure you out to the garden, because it didn't answer you back when you were calling it, and it took the shape of someone that you know. So it wasn't just a random random entity just going about its day. It took a form of someone that you know to get you out of the house. But I don't know, in all honesty. I don't know. They're just theory. So that's my story. Those two stories were intense. Guys, I really hope that you're enjoying the video so far, and if you are enjoying it, make sure that you're liking, sharing, and subscribe to the channel. Also press that bell notification, and I know it's cliche, I know all the content creators say it, but it does help out a ton. Now guys, thank you very much for watching the video, and just to also let you guys know, on the screen right now is 4 additional jinn stories, and they're scary AF as well. And on the other video is a deep breakdown on shadow people. What are they? Who are they? How are they? I sound like Drax from bloody Guardians of the Galaxy right now, but yeah guys, make sure you check out their videos.